I
Gotcha.
appreciate it. All
No
right. Well,
problem.
thank you so much for joining and accepting my invitation to discuss the ministry of dance, your love, your passion, your knowledge, your experiences, all of that wonderful stuff and gifting that you have to share here on my platform with those viewers who will be in the chat and those who will watch the replay. So, again, thank you
Yeah.
so much for accepting the invitation to be
Thank
on
you
my
for having me.
platform.
Thank you
You're
for having
welcome.
me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Now, I am a stickler for time, so I'm just going to go ahead and open up in prayer, and then we can go ahead and get started. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Dear God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your love, grace, and mercy, which is new every morning. We thank you for keeping us and waking us up with a new mind and new strength, with new health, Father God. We ask that you continue to touch each and every one of us, those who are in the chat, and Sister Satesha in as a special guest, Father God, and continue to guide her, lead her, and protect her in every way. And those who are in the chat, whatever their needs may be, I pray that you will meet their needs, Father God, and call it to your will and your way. Be in the midst of us, for you say, whether there are two or three gather in my name, there will I be in the midst. And you are welcomed here in this place. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All
Amen.
right. All right. Again, thank you so much for joining. Now, anybody who's in the chat, just give us a thumbs up. Just let us know where you're chiming in from. That would be wonderful, as well as put a star, 1 star, 2 stars, or how your day went. How did your day go? How was your day, Sister Tatisha?
It was great. It was good. It started with work this morning. Professionally, I am a licensed clinical social worker, so I do behavioral health Monday through Friday. So
Hmm.
once I got off work, I jumped straight into changing clothes, and I came to practice. We're actually preparing for our fifth Sunday collaborative, where we do all our ministries together, and
Okay.
then we have homecoming first Sunday. So
Okay. Okay. All right. Long day.
yeah.
Long day. But it'd be worth it. It'll
It
be worth
is.
it.
It is. Definitely.
Awesome. Good, good. I'm glad to hear that. Hello, Nelly in the chat. Thanks for joining. How are you? All right. Today, this is for those of you who are new and not familiar with my platform. My name is Trina Lee of the Anointed to Dance Ministries YouTube channel, as well as Instagram and Facebook pages. And God has given me the opportunity to utilize my platform to network and connect with and build a relationship with other ministers of movement. And so this is my first time going forward here on the YouTube channel platform. Finally got enough followers here. You need about 50 subscribers. You need 50. So I had it for a long time, but I never really utilized it until recently. So hi, Aman. Thank you for joining. And so I I reach out to individuals, and some people who tend to reach out to me, but I mainly reach out to individuals who God led me to reach out to be on my platform to talk about the ministry of dance, their love, their experiences, their knowledges, and they're not just for dance, but for God. So, and today I have a special guest, Sister Satesha Boone. And is that pronounced Roanoke Rapids? I never knew
Roanoke
how to
Rapids,
pronounce
yeah.
Roanoke. Oh, okay, all right, because I never did know how to pronounce it. Uh, and she is the special guest for today to talk about the ministry of dance. I've had guests on Instagram. I've gone live on Instagram as well as Facebook and TikTok, and had various guests as well. And if you're interested in being a guest, those of you who are in the chat, you want to talk about the ministry of dance and your experiences as a dance ministry member or leader, let me know. I would love to have you on this platform, or if you know anyone who will be interested in being a guest on my platform, let them know as well. Share my information. And I also do Word Wednesday. On Wednesdays, I get individuals who God if God placed them in a word in their heart and in their spirit, or even in your heart or your spirit, to give a word on a Wednesday night, let me know. We can go forth and just give a word. I just introduce you, and then you have the entire platform up to about 30 minutes to give a word of encouragement for the viewers on this platform. So if you want to be a guest for either Word Wednesday or Minister of Dance, let me know. Talk about the ministry of dance. Hello, everyone in the chat. Thank you so much. Ignite My Ministry. Hi. Thank you for joining. How was your day? Give a two thumbs up or a thumb down. If you had not so good day, let us know where you're chiming in from. I would love to hear from you as well. All right. So my special guest is Sister Satesha Boone. Now, Sister Boone, share with the viewers as well as myself, because we're getting to know each other here. How
Gotcha.
long have you have been in ministry? What area of operation do you minister in? Whether it's prophetic, praise and worship, pantomime, lyrical, interpretive, and if you minister strictly with the group, or do you do solos, or do you do both? So share with us
Gotcha.
a bit about yourself.
So I've been ministering in church as far as dance wise since I was probably about 6 years old. I started as a youth dancer, and then as
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got up in age, I just kept going to teens. I went off to college, and I kind of took a break from dancing in church or ministering in church, and I began to do like dance classes in college. When I
Okay.
returned back home, I didn't go back to dancing right away. I kind of took a break because I was still transitioning from college life to adult life, as they would say.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a friend that I went to high school with. She was, I made a post on Facebook, and I was like, I really want to get back into praise dancing. And she was like, hey,
Uh-huh.
you should come join the adult dance ministry at my church. And that's kind of how I kick-started coming back to ministering. So I started
Okay.
back ministering on an adult team. And then from there, I kind of shifted to working on a youth dance team.
Okay.
And so then from there, it just kind of flowed. I went from dancing as a member to coming in as a ministry leader.
Wow.
As far as solos and groups, it's kind of both. It just kind of
Mm-hmm.
depends on how can I put it? It depends on the occasion. Sometimes it
Mm-hmm.
depends on how many dancers we have.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, if we do a dance, it's either a certain ministry or maybe all ministries together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here at the church that I attend, we do certain Sundays. So, like
Okay.
first Sundays, that's our adult ministry. Second Sundays, that's our mom ministry.
Okay.
Ignite Mom is actually our mom ministry here. So that's my mom's
Oh,
sister chiming in.
okay.
And I see my
Hi.
actual biological sister too. Hey, Carmen. And so third Sunday is actually Free Flow Sunday. That's our flag ministry. And then
Okay.
fourth is our kids. And then fifth
Okay.
Sunday is everyone. So it's kind of a collaborative. It kind of just depends on what the occasion is.
Okay. When you all go forth on each Sunday, is it just for praise and worship, or are you all doing a piece?
Well, normally we do a piece. Now,
Okay.
sometimes if it's third, it'll be just strictly praise and worship. We'll
Gotcha.
flag and minister to praise and worship. Sometimes it'll be both. It just depends
Okay.
on how many people we have and if we have enough time to prepare. Because normally, if we do praise and worship, it's to what the choir's singing. So we kind of
Gotcha.
have to have enough time to get their song list, resonate, get comfortable with the songs, create routines, see who's available to do both. So yeah.
It's a little bit. It's an additional question. Now, with the songs, getting the songs with praise and worship, do they sometimes change the songs on you
Yeah,
guys at the last
do
minute?
they? Listen, it's crazy you said that because I can tell you just recently, it was so funny. We had prepared to do the name of Jesus lifted high. But when we got ready to flag, they had changed the whole song because the person that was supposed to lead it was not here. And we didn't find out until like right when service was starting. But luckily, we had created a routine. So it's like, okay, just put the routine to the new song and just try to stay on beat. And it worked out. But yes, we've had those moments where they'll like change the song, and then we'll find out literally as they start playing it as like service is starting.
Because when you mentioned the song, I thought about my experience. We've had experience. I've had experience of the songs being changed, and thank God it was changed. We were informed in time enough, like you guys,
Gotcha.
in the back before praise and worship started. So the choreography we had, just like you guys did, we took it
Yeah.
and kind of fitted to the song. But there was times when we went out there, totally different song, and we're like, we couldn't show it on our faces, so we just had to
Right.
flow. It's like, what is this song? Why did y'all and so we couldn't really work together prior to that so that we
Right.
can be on one accord and kind
Right.
of fit the moods to the song. We just had to really free flow.
Hence the words free flow, because sometimes you have
Yes.
to. Sometimes you
Yes,
have to, yeah.
exactly, exactly. Now, when you were asked, when you got back from college and you were asked to be a part of the ministry, what was the process of you coming back? Did you have to audition, or what was that process when you came back?
So here we don't do auditions. We kind of
Okay.
allow any and everybody. There's not
Mhm.
a requirement as far as experience, as long as you have a heart and a passion for wanting to minister. So my process was rather smooth. I came in, I met everybody. I immediately jumped into rehearsal, so we were preparing for that first Sunday. So we were
Okay.
already starting to work on choreography. So it wasn't really an uncomfortable or a hard process. It was just immediately jumping in and getting the feel of everybody and the feel of the song and things of that nature.
Okay. So how did you manage to gel with other members when you joined back, joined the ministry? How did that work out?
Um, I'll be transparent. It had its challenges.
Mhm.
Well, anytime you're ministering with people you've never ministered with before, it can be a little
Right.
challenging because everyone has, for one, their own style of learning, their
Mhm.
own style of ministering, and just
Mhm.
trying to, even their own style of choreography,
Mhm.
choreographing a piece. So it was more so just trying to understand everybody else's style while still
Mhm.
staying true to my own,
Mhm.
and just being mindful of things,
Mhm.
making sure that I'm, being mindful of my own posture when I'm in practice and I'm taking it serious.
Mhm.
I would say it most importantly took time. It
Mhm.
was something that didn't happen in just one rehearsal. It kind of had to take its toll, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
overall, I would say challenging, but it wasn't something that I didn't feel I couldn't do.
Okay. Yeah, because it can't when you haven't ministered with certain people before or in a while, but especially if they're new, you're new coming in. It's a matter of getting to know each other, that synergy there, and trying to
Yeah.
develop that. I would say natural relationship,
Yeah.
but also that spiritual relationship. Because they're dancing together, it's like a spiritual connection, that
Yes.
synergy,
The
trying to
energy
the
matters.
energy that totally matters. So yeah, it's like you said, it takes time. It's part of the steps, too. It's like
Right.
steps in getting to mesh. And once you get reach that level of meshing, and so it's like you can look to your right in your peripheral vision, or look to your left, and you all are doing the same thing. And it was something
Right.
that y'all didn't even choreograph.
Right.
Let's say during praise and worship. So it builds up into that on that particular level. Now, those of you who are in the chat, if you have any questions for either Sister Satesha or myself, just type it in there, and I will gladly read your questions. Okay. Thank you, Nathan, for joining. Nathan, we're talking about the ministry of dance. He asked, "What is this?" Marcus, thank you for the flowers, Peterson. Um, Carmel Doll. I'm also part of the praise team as well. I learned from the best. Amen. Oh, you're so sweet. All right. Again, if you have any questions, just type it in the chat. We'll be glad to help answer them for you. Now, with the free flow ministry, did you, when you were appointed over the ministry, this is a two-part question. How did
Okay.
you feel about that? And also, are you over each individual ministry, or do you have
Oh.
like a assistant? Okay.
So I can break it down to you. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
discuss how it came about. So
Okay.
originally our performing arts leader, God rest his soul, he passed away recently.
Mm-hmm.
He had the vision for a flag ministry. And
Okay.
he wanted that ministry to basically be a addition to praise and worship. He wanted them to
Okay.
add the liturgical dance factor into praise and worship, excuse me, with the praise team.
Mm-hmm.
So with that vision, the flag ministry was created. It never had a name. It was just the flag ministry.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I kind of just took it upon myself to kind of help bring it about with the help of other dance ministry leaders that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
The name Free Flow, it was always a name that I wanted to name a ministry of mine. I just never knew when I wanted to utilize it. And I felt
Mm-hmm.
like what better time to use it, because when you're flagging and you're streaming, it's like you're being free, you're ministering unapologetically. So it's
Yes.
kind of like a free flow of movement mixed with emotions, mixed with the spiritual aspect. So that's how the name came about. As far as
Okay.
leadership, I'm only solely the leader of Free Flow. Now we
Okay.
have five dance ministries under our performing arts umbrella. So we have
Okay.
our Anointed Praise. That's our adult ministry, and
Mm-hmm.
that's led by two of my ministry sisters,
Mm-hmm.
Kiara and Jessica. And
Mm-hmm.
then we have Ignite Mind Ministry. That is
Mm-hmm.
our adult and kid mind ministry. And that's led
Okay.
by my ministry sister, Chelsea. And then we
Mm-hmm.
have Free Flow, which is led by myself. We
Mm-hmm.
also have Groove and Praise. That's our hip hop ministry, and that's for
Okay.
our youth. And
Oh,
that's led by my ministry sister Shimon. And then we
okay.
have our All Things Youth ministry. Now that's strictly our kids ministry where they do
Okay.
dance, they do mime, they do everything under the sun that's appropriate for church. And
Okay.
that's led by all our youth leaders. So that's the ones that I named, and then my ministry sister Essence and my ministry sister
Okay.
Charisma. So we have
Oh, wow.
a
Wonderful
great amount
team.
of leaders. Yeah,
Yeah, it's needed. It's definitely needed because some people want to be over everything,
yeah,
and you're wearing yourself out.
exactly.
You're stretching yourself out. You can't give 100% to all of those ministries at a particular church for those who
Right.
try to be over all of them. Because just like with myself, my experience when I am here in New Orleans, Louisiana. I was an
Okay.
assistant dance director of the Kara Dance Ministry at Greater St. Stephen Full Gospel Baptist Church, pastored by Bishop Paul S. Martin Sr. and Elder Deborah B. Martin, co-pastor. And after Hurricane Katrina, relocated to Atlanta, Georgia. And there, it took me a minute to join there because I was trying to, at that time I was married. I was trying to find a church house where both my husband and I can be a part of. Because
Gotcha.
here in New Orleans, prior to, I was a member at Greater St. Stephen. He was a member at Life Center. That was Bishop J. Douglas Wiley. Same
Okay.
umbrella, but just different pastors because they were still
Gotcha.
under the Full Gospel Fellowship. But in Atlanta, when we moved there, I wanted to be at the actual same church. But we both ended up joining there.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then while at at that time in Atlanta, it wasn't called Greater St. Steve, it was called Changing the Generation. And so when we joined there, I ended up joining the ministry, the dance ministry. Someone else was over it, and then as there was a transition, and I was appointed. And as it continued to grow, I wanted a pageantry ministry, flag ministry, and so I pulled someone in who had experience from another city in Georgia, not too far from the Atlanta area, and I had her to educate us. But when I had two other young ladies, two women who joined from another church, they
Mm-hmm.
approached me and shared with me that they wanted to join the ministry, and their gifting is still is, was and still is in pageantry with the flags and everything. So
Okay.
I gave them that opportunity to teach us even more. And then when the ministry grew more, because we started out, we just had adult ministry, three, four, five of us. Then it grew into the teens, the young, the youth ministry, and then the
Got
children. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, children. That's not my area. Okay, I know that's not my area. I know my lane. Okay,
Gotcha.
and these two young ladies, these women who were over the mind panel, the pageantry ministry. They love kids. They have a gift
Gotcha.
for kids. They have the patience for kids, and all of that. They were gifted in that area.
Gotcha.
So, Angels of Pure Praise was the name of the ministry of the children, and so I allowed them the liberty and the freedom to let God use them in that area, and they were
Gotcha.
awesome with that. Awesome with that. So and so just again, you got to allocate and allow for others who are gifted in many areas
Yeah.
to work and operate in those areas. You can't do everything. You can't
That's
do
true.
everything,
That's
and
true.
even though sometimes when for some ministers, ministry leaders, they're getting started, dance ministry leaders, they're just getting started. It's understandable whereby you have to be in charge of everything because of the building process. But as you
Right.
continue to grow, then it's time to let go, kind
Yeah.
of, release some assignments, to individuals that that's going to operate with the spirit of excellence in those
Right.
particular areas. So yeah, that's good to know that, and y'all have a wonderful team. Sounds like a wonderful team,
Yeah.
and I
We do.
and I know that God's going to continue to use all of you for the betterment of the ministry as well as the church as a whole. And
Right.
so, and of course, and giving honor and praises unto God for that. So, wonderful. I'm glad to hear about that. Thanks for sharing that. Now, with ministry, now you're mainly over the free flow ministry, which is the pageantry or flag ministry. Do
Hmm.
you all utilize any other tools besides flags, like streamers, billows,
We do
tambourines?
streamers. We do
Okay,
streamers, and we've been working on trying to introduce billows.
okay,
We haven't yet been able to, but we've discussed the idea of doing so. But we mostly do flags and streamers.
okay. All right, wonderful, wonderful. Now, do you find yourself sometimes struggling with choreography for the group? Not
Yes.
because it's easy, like as a solo wedding or whatever the case may be, a special event, special
Right.
service, and somebody just asks for just we just need a dancer, just one solo, and it's you. And sometimes it's a struggle, but it's just you, so it's like
Yeah.
just flow,
You can wing it.
you
Yeah.
can, yeah, you can work it. They don't know what you have planned.
Right.
Even if you choreograph something and you forget it, they don't know. But
Right.
when it comes to a group and trying to get a choreography together, especially with the flags, and flowing and how to work it, and just trying to come up with an idea or a vision of choreography. Do you find yourself struggling with it, and if so, how do you go about completing the choreography to a song?
Um, I would say I do have moments, but sometimes they're self inflicted, and I'll explain that. When I say self inflicted, meaning that sometimes I'll get in my head. And I'll start overthinking some stuff like, does that look right? Am I sure it looks right? Does it flow? Does the movement match the words? And is it being interpreted the right way? Sometimes when I get like that, I have to step back. Like, I have to step back. I have to not listen to the song. I have to kind of walk away from it for a little while to kind of get my
Mm-hmm.
headspace back right, and then I'll come back. Now, other moments when it's not self-inflicted is normally when it's a hectic week. So, like, sometimes if work is really heavy for me mentally, I find it kind of hard to create the choreography. Now, when I
Mm-hmm.
have those moments, that's when I start leaning on my ministry sisters, because sometimes they'll see something I don't see.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy is we're so, how can I put it? We're so connected to where it's like we're different people, but we see the same vision, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That
So
makes
I can
total
say
sense.
I see something in my head, but I just can't put it on the floor. And
Mhm.
it's like they'll do something that's really similar to what I have in my head. Like, okay, so you see where I'm trying to go with this. So a lot of
Mhm.
times when I struggle with choreography, I tend to lean on them. Like, hey y'all, what's y'all input? What y'all think about this? Or if I'm trying to connect the move, they'll give me something to connect it. So it kind of, I would kind of say more so, I have my good moments. Now, if it's a
Mhm.
song that I've really been resonating on and I've really been wanting to minister to, the choreography flows. But if it's a
Mhm.
song where I'm like, okay, all right, I'm having a little challenge with connecting to it, then I'm like, okay, now I got to tap in and utilize my
Yeah.
sisters to help me out.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes time. I can't say I can listen to a song once or twice and the choreography will come. Sometimes I find myself at work. If I'm on my lunch break, I'll put my AirPods in and I'll just listen to the song over and over and over. And crazy thing is, I can create something in my head and I can hold it until I get to practice. And then
Mhm.
once I put it on the floor, it's like, okay, now I know what I'm doing. But a lot
Mhm.
of times it just depends on what my mental state is when I'm preparing to create, to minister.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just like
Um,
writer's block.
yes, and sometimes it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
And it'll sometimes impact my spiritual. I will say
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
I'm explaining it to you because a lot of times when I'm preparing to minister, that's when I feel like I get tested the most.
Mhm.
Whether it's with work, whether it's with family, whether it's personal, and I kind of feel like it's a test of, okay, while you're going through this, are you still going to trust God? Are you still going to keep your faith? Are you still going to stay the course while
Mhm.
preparing to minister? It's kind of like,
Mhm.
I call it kind of like a test of faith, a test of obedience. Because, a lot of times when you get overwhelmed, the first option we think is, okay, I can abort the mission. You know what I mean? Like, I can just say, oh, I'm not going to minister this Sunday. I'm going to sit it out, or we're going to skip this Sunday. And
Mhm.
that conviction happens to me. You know what I mean? A lot of
Mhm.
times it's
Mhm.
like, okay, you don't have to sit it out. You just have to sacrifice and find time to make this happen
Mhm.
despite
Mhm.
what you're going through work wise, personal wise, family wise. And a lot of times I find myself finding clarity in my dilemmas through preparing to minister.
Mm.
Because it makes me connect more, especially if it's a song that aligns with what I'm going through.
Yeah.
It gives me that clarity. And once I minister Sunday, I feel like I've kind of just laid it all there for him.
Yeah. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
and that's why we try to stress, especially to our youth, the importance of understanding that ministry is not just an extracurricular; it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
And a lot of times, you're going to be tested while you're doing ministry,
Mhm.
and you have to
Mhm.
decide: am I going to be obedient? Am I going to abort? Am I going to, just walk away from what my call is or what my um, gift is? So it's
Mhm.
challenging, but the reward is beneficial. It,
Yes.
it brings you closer, and it gives you. I call it an ongoing testimony. Every time you add a moment to minister, it's like an ongoing testimony.
Mhm. 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 Man, that's awesome. That's beautiful information that you shared because it's very, very important to figure it out, you
Yeah.
know. And with like you, I overthink. I'm an overthinker as well. And with the challenges and having those hiccups, those hiccup
Yeah.
moments, and this is a blessing to have your sisters with you, the
Yes.
co-laborers in the vineyard to help fill in the blanks. Because again, it's that energy, that synergy, that connection that
Yes.
you all have with one another to help you. It's like fill in the blanks
Yeah.
because y'all know each other so well.
Yeah.
And with me, my experience, if I get like little hiccups or blocks, it's like, gosh, I tend to take a walk or a drive, and
Okay.
not all the time. I get uh, choreography through walks or drive. It's because sometimes I have to relax my mind,
Yeah.
and you know how some therapists will say you got to relax your mind. You know that. meditation moment, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Clear out
And
that
just,
clutter.
yeah, clear out the clutter, once you relax, everything just starts to come to you. And so that's why I do walks or I drive or what have you. And sometimes I just don't listen to anything. And
Yeah.
honestly, I sometimes I watch cartoons. They help me. Tom and Jerry, hello.
Okay, I like Hey
And so
Arnold. I'll be watching Hey Arnold.
and just by doing that helped me out a lot. And at that time I had a assistant choreographer,
Gotcha.
because there were two churches at Changing the Generation. I had a dance ministry assistant, and at greater it was called Greater Travelers Rest. It's now called House of Hope Atlanta. E. Dewey
Okay.
Smith. I was the dance ministry leader there, and I had a assistant choreographer. So whenever I needed someone to fill in the blank, if it doesn't come to me, it's like, girl, help me out with this. Listen to this
Right.
with two
Right.
eight count, and throw it in there, and they were just, it's a blessing again to have somebody who's just as gifted in
Yeah.
the area and as well spiritually, in that in the gift, of dance, the ministry of dance. So and with you and the pageantry and learning what to do and how to do things, and just connecting and working with individuals. I'm sure many of them are on different levels
Yeah.
because, as you mentioned earlier, you all don't do it at auditions, so everybody's on different levels. And even when you do audition, you still have some people on different levels.
Yeah.
And what we had like from New Orleans prior to Hurricane Katrina up until when I went to Atlanta, I've gotten to the habit of doing groups: A group,
Okay.
B group, C group, D group. A group was more advanced, B group are intermediate dancers, C groups were dancers who they got it, but they
Gotcha.
need more work, and so we give them a little less. We still challenge them, but we
Gotcha.
try not to make them do what group A can do,
Gotcha.
and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
when you're having people on different levels, dance levels, you have to work certain things. You have to tweak certain things for
That's
them.
true.
And so even with you with with the flag, I'm sure everybody can't do two,
Yeah.
and
They
if
try
they
though.
can't do,
I
uh
would
huh,
say they try. I have a lot of my little babies who are
mm-hmm.
like, "Give me two flags, give me two flags," and they're eager. One thing I
Hmm.
can say is it's sometimes hard to determine like what level they're on because they're always so eager to learn to do more,
Hmm. Hmm.
especially like my teens, my preteens, like those babies, they're like, I want to do that, I want to do the spins and the kicks and the jumps, and I don't like,
Oh.
they'll opt out for the baby moves, like they're like, put us on stage with the adults, we want to do what you guys are doing. And
I'm
it's
a big girl.
yes, and it's beautiful to see because it's like they don't keep themselves in a box. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They
I
allow
love that.
themselves to learn more, and
Hmm.
it's how can I put it? It's interesting to see them
Hmm.
because a lot of them I remember when they were little and now they're like 10, 11, 12, 13, and they're like, yeah, we're ready to like get up there with y'all. We want to do the whole song. We don't want to be transitioned in. And I'm like, okay,
Uh,
come on. I'm gonna let you
right.
do the
I
whole
know, right?
song.
Hmm.
So yeah. And then
Right.
by the
Come on,
time
you
they finish,
grown.
they
Come on.
tired.
Uh, and they be tired afterwards, huh?
Yes, yes. But it's
Like,
it's
wait.
it's beautiful to see it though. It's really beautiful to see their growth in ministry because
Yeah.
they're the future. You know, if we don't
Hmm.
lay out the foundation for them and teach them that stuff,
Hmm.
then how are we going to keep ministry going?
Exactly. Exactly. That is a beautiful thing to see the growth.
Yeah.
The love from the little babies. They still your little babies, even when they
Yes.
10 and 12. They just still my little baby. Coochie coochie coo.
Right.
Right, little cheeks. Uh, anybody in the chat? Do you have any questions? I'm gonna read questions at this time. Let's see. Let's see. Mastermind Concept. Hi, thank you for joining. Mastermind Concept is a wonderful, wonderful friend of mine, Anna Hiawatha. And Mastermind Concept is an organization that helps with individuals who have ideas and visions, but doesn't these individuals don't have a guidance or need some
Okay.
assistance in helping out with trying to channel or focus on getting that vision out there, and because she's the one that helped me a great deal with where I am today on my social
Okay.
media platforms, and going live. And thanks to her and her guidance and suggestions and advice, I was able to connect with individuals from Australia,
Oh
Indonesia, and
wow.
Liberia, Africa, just by the platforms and doing, suggest. She gave me homework. She gives you homework now. She
Okay.
gives you homework. And she gave me homework, and I followed through with the homework. I did my homework, and I it's continued to I'm continued to grow, and I thank God for that. I thank God for you, Mastermind Concept. And Crystal Barton, hi sis. Someone I met on Instagram with the networking with the Ministry of Dance, talking about the Ministry of Dance. She says, "Are we back live now?"
Yes,
Yes, we are.
we
Yes, we are. Only on here. Instagram is not allowing me to go live on my dance channel because I need 1,000 followers. So yeah, so we're live somewhere on this platform now. So head on over here from now
are.
on. Any questions again? If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat, whether they're for myself or Sister Satesha. Please do so at this time. In the meantime, I will gladly answer the questions. In the meantime, I'm going to move on to the next question. Now, do you, with the Mind Ministry, I know you have other ministries going forward. Do you, does the, not the Mind Ministry, the Flag Ministry, Free Flowing Ministry, do you all collaborate? What you, I think you said y'all doing something together.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
with other ministries. Yeah.
we are a ministry family that collaborates all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now sometimes it'll be a Sunday where we don't collab, which is, I'm not gonna say it's rare. I would just say our bond is so strong that sometimes we can't help but to just minister together, even if it's not. And I say that because a lot of our members are in multiple ministries.
Mm-hmm.
So myself, I don't do just flag ministry. I do adult praise dance. I do adult mime. So it's like I'm kind of in each and every ministry other than the kid ministry.
Okay.
And because sometimes the kids will be like that, we don't want y'all to dance with us. We got it, we remember it, so we let them do that.
Uh-huh.
But we do collab very often. I will say
Mm-hmm.
it's actually more fun when we collab. It's just
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to put it in words. It's like an experience because we're all, for one, we're all goofy. I will say that
Uh-huh.
we're all very goofy. Like we have our moments where we play, but when we tap in to collab and choreograph a ministry, it is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
The like I always tell them, I'm like, y'all, we should really record our practices because like the way we come together and it flows so effortlessly and we choreograph our pieces, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
say that because everybody goes through their own personal stuff, but when we
Yeah.
come through this threshold and we enter into the sanctuary and we come together, it's like we're all just on one accord. So
Yeah.
the collaborations, they are amazing. I will say that they're unforgettable moments. We'll find ourselves reminiscing about, oh, you remember the last time we did this song, and we could be taking a break and somebody will throw on an old song. We'll all just get up and start dancing the same way we did before. So we
Mm-hmm.
do collab very often. We also do outside engagements. If we're ever invited by other churches, we'll take a group of us and we'll go
Mm-hmm.
minister at other churches.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I've had the experience of collaborating with the choir and the mime ministry
Gotcha.
and the drama ministry.
Okay.
Um, it, Now with the choir, that was challenging at times
Mm-hmm.
because especially going live,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you probably had this experience. It was challenging at times. It only happened in rehearsal twice. But when the day we had to minister and go forth, it was
Mm-hmm.
perfect, flawless. But in rehearsal, the choir minister of music, there was a certain song, I forgot what the song was, and we were supposed to dance to it, only
Mm-hmm.
a few of us. And he said that they were going to do it just like it is on the CD. Okay, in rehearsal, da 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 da. Oh, he went one too many times. They're supposed to do a certain line. I think the chorus like four
Yes.
times. He went like six times. I said, hold up. I stopped her. I was like, hold up. You said you're gonna do it exactly the way it is on the
Right.
CD. You didn't do it. He said, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. How many times they do it on the CD? I
I
said
think
this
that's a
time.
universal
You know.
thing. I think
Yeah.
that's a universal thing because we have that same issue here.
Uh-huh.
Where we'll ask the musicians like, hey, they send us YouTube links. So they'll send us
Mhm.
YouTube links of the song, and we're like, are you guys gonna sing it exactly how it is? And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna sing it exactly. And then next thing you know, it's Sunday, and the person that's leading turns a 4 minute song into like an 8 minute song.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Hold
just
up.
like, what? And it's like my arms are on fire, and I'm like, Lord, give me strength to keep going. And at this point,
Yeah.
we're like popcorning. We popping in and out because everybody's getting tired because the
Yeah.
song was supposed to be 4 minutes, and now he stretched it out.
Yeah.
And interesting because sometimes, like we have a praise and worship leader, he'll blend songs. Like he could start with let's see. He could start with a Todd Delaney song, and the next thing he'll blend a hymn in, and we're like, okay.
Ah,
So, and we have to
yeah.
keep it going. So, a lot of
Mhm.
times it's like you just got to be prepared for whatever happens to
Mhm.
happen.
Yeah.
We just never know. We just have to keep going with it. But it's that's definitely universal. Where they'll be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna rehearse it this way, and then you get there
Mhm.
Sunday and it's nowhere near.
Yeah, and the thing and what my experience was with pieces. I should have clarified
Hmm.
it with the piece. For let's say pastor's anniversary or church's anniversary, it's not the praise and worship; it's for actual piece, singing with the choir singing a song. And so, but it had to cut up, had to change it and do it right in rehearsal. But the day
Gotcha.
when we actually went forth with the choir, it was fine, because
Gotcha.
it's that, yeah. But I had that experience, with the praise and worship part too.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's supposed to do it like
We've done pieces. We've done pieces for like Easter.
uh-huh,
With the praise and worship team, well, with the choir, but that's rare. It's very rare that we'll do like a dance piece. If it's praise and
gotcha.
worship, we stick strictly to flag because it's already challenging enough
Yeah.
trying to do the flag. So if we do a dance piece with them, it's mostly like Easter or maybe like Christmas or something like that.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. And those are usually the most beautiful on New Year's Eve. We used to do New
Yeah.
Year's Eve and streamers, flags everywhere because it was like the
Yeah,
whole
New
choir
Year's
all
Eve,
together
all our ministries dance
off
on
the
New Year's
chain.
Eve.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful ministry. All right. Now, let's see. Now, let me see. Let me just make sure there are any questions. If there are any questions, if you have a question in the chat, let us know. Let us know where you're chiming in from as well. Um, so with all of this that we discussed so far, um, being in rehearsals, collaborating, ministering the dance, and um, getting dancers block, like a writer's block, all the things that we discussed so far. Share with the viewers the importance, the spiritual, how important the spiritual aspects of ministry is, as far as having that connection, spiritual connection with God, the importance of it all when it comes to ministry. You kind of touched on it earlier, but
Gotcha.
share with us.
It's it's very important, and I say that because a lot of times you can sense when ministering is sincere.
Mm,
Um, I will tell people when I minister, I don't see faces. I kind of just focus in on one spot and I just tune everything else out.
yes.
That's
Hmm.
kind of like my personal conversation with God. It's not about, how people react to how I minister. It's kind of like my surrendering to Him.
Hmm.
Especially if it's during a time where I've had a rough process in preparing to minister,
Hmm.
which has happened before with having challenges mental wise and still being able to minister. The
Hmm.
spiritual aspect, to me, it aligns with faithfulness. It
Yeah.
aligns with, obedience. It aligns with knowing that this is something that you truly want to do. You have
Mhm.
some people who don't consider ministering. They'll say, "Oh, well, we perform at church," or "Oh, we dance at church." It's a difference. When you're
Mhm.
performing, that's a show. That means you're looking for that applause. You're looking for that response. You're looking for the oohs and the ahs. But when you're
Mhm.
ministering, it's understanding that I'm okay if I dance and no one claps. I'm okay if I dance and no one says hallelujah or amen, because
Mhm.
my dance is not for them. My dance is for God.
Mhm.
Now, my hope is that someone will be delivered through my ministering, but
Mhm.
I'm not pushing for that, that physical response.
Yeah.
When you're minister, it has to be something that is voluntary. It can't be
Mhm.
forced. And it's
Right.
crazy you asked that, because I was just well, in rehearsal we were having a discussion
Mhm.
about understanding the difference between a forced heart when you're ministering and a voluntary
Mm.
heart. You know what I mean? Because
Oh my.
when you're forced to minister, it's not going to be sincere. It's going to feel like
No.
an obligation.
Right.
And we can't give God that. We can't give God that, oh, I have to do this. It has to be
Mhm.
a want. It has to be a desire. Because
Yeah.
when you're ministering, you're giving thanks. You're giving reverence to
Yeah.
God. So you
Mhm.
can't do it forcefully. It has to be something that you're willing to do. And when you
Yeah.
add the spiritual aspect, you remove everything else. You remove the
Mm.
physical. You remove the having to feel like it has to be this grand type of performance,
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
it just has to be genuine.
Yes.
It has to
Yes.
be something that connects your heart to what you want God to know, what you want
Yeah.
God to believe, you know what I mean, what you want God to receive from you.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I'm dancing, especially if I'm ministering with my dance sisters, my ministry sisters, we're all standing in the gap for each other.
Mhm.
There's been times where some of us have been going through a lot of things outside of ministry, and we
Mhm.
may come in and it's like, sis, I don't have it today. Like I,
Mhm.
I don't have the energy today. I don't have the push to get through this. And it's like, oh no, come on, we gotta pray. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like we gotta tap in together, because if we're a ministry family, it's gonna be a lot of times where we have to stand in the gap for each other.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like we have to carry those highs and those lows together. So I'm
Mhm.
thankful that I have a ministry family that's like we can do that with no issue. We
Yeah.
can come in and we can pray and we can get everybody on the same accord, and everybody understands like this. We're doing this not just for us, but for each other. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We're
Mhm.
ministering for God to be a blessing in all of our lives. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
if you remove that spiritual aspect, you're just doing it for show. The
Yeah.
spiritual part is necessary. It's required
Mm.
when you're doing ministry, because mind you, this is serious business. When you're
Mhm.
ministering to people, you don't know who you're ministering to. You don't know what their
Mm.
struggles are.
Mm.
You never know. You could be ministering to somebody who woke up this morning and said, I don't want to live anymore.
My
Or you
Lord.
could be ministering to somebody who doesn't know how they're going to get their next meal, how they're going to
Mm.
keep clothes on their backs, on their children's backs, how they're going to pay their bills. So when you
Mhm.
minister, it has to be serious. It can't be something
Mm.
that's a joke, because
Mhm.
people's
Mhm.
souls are on the line. People's
Mhm.
deliverance is on the line. So the spiritual aspect is needed. It's
Mm.
necessary.
Mhm.
And it helps you decipher between what's spiritual and what isn't.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
a lot of times, if things are not aligned, you can tell. When you
Mm.
when you minister with people for so long, you can tell something's off before you even
Yeah.
have a conversation.
Yeah.
um and it's crazy, because a lot of times me and my sisters, we be like, hey, some ain't, what's going on with you? Some alive, you ain't yourself, you ain't able to, you're not creating. I was joking with my ministry sister Chelsea, and I said, you was at practice the other week and you weren't really creating. Now what's going on? You want yourself. And it's because we're
Uh-huh.
always around
You
each other, and we're
yeah.
always ministering together, so we can tell. But it
Yeah.
wasn't in a way to antagonize each other. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
sis, I know that you're going through something, so now I got to stand in the gap for you.
Yes.
And I tell them all the
Mhm.
time, listen, I will pray heaven down when it comes to me, but not just me, but when it comes to them, because we're a
Yes.
family.
Mhm.
And it has to be that way, because when you're not on one accord, the devil will find any way to get in and
Yep.
cause discord,
Yep.
any way to get in. So we always try to keep this transparent space,
Mhm.
and just remind each other that this is not a natural or a physical fight that we're fighting. This is a spiritual
Mhm.
fight. When we minister, this is a spiritual fight. And
Mhm.
so I'm thankful that those that I minister with, we're all on the same accord when it comes to that
Mhm.
aspect. We all understand what the goal is, and it makes ministry easier. It does.
Mhm. Mm. Wow. I pray that all of you have received that, because she said it all in a nutshell. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Exactly.
And yes, as you said, I'm just confirming and confirming and backing her up on what she said as relates to we're in a spiritual warfare. If you look at everything that's going on now, everything is just spiritual. Everything is spiritual. We're spiritual. We have spiritual beings inside of us because God is a spirit. So everything we do is and people we encounter spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Encounter spirits. And the things that you're seeing that's going on, well, that's why we got to stay in the spirit. We got to stay spiritually prayed up. We got to stay prayed up to have that spiritual discernment of what's going on how to act and how to react, if not react. So thank you so much for sharing that with the viewers, and I pray that everybody receive what she had to say as relates to the spiritual aspect, because it's a ministry, and it's a serious ministry,
Yes.
because again, God is a spirit. All of us who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. From spirit through us, our spirits to minister to the spirits of those who are hurting.
Right.
Like Sister Satesha said, those who are hurting, those who are depressed, those who are dealing with so many different things in the congregation, not just in the congregation, outside the congregation, whatever event you're ministering at. You just never know what that person is going through. And so, even not just in dance, but in word and deed.
Yeah.
And just saying, just a smile, just say hello, good morning, how you doing? And sometimes all a person needs is a hug too,
Yeah.
you
That's
know so it's the spiritual aspects. Thank you so much for elaborating on that and sharing that with the viewers, and you bless me with that. I really appreciate that. So any questions in the chat? If you have any questions, everyone, we're almost done. Again, I appreciate you, Sister Satesha, for joining us and sharing your love and your passion and your knowledge and experiences. Now, do you happen to have any upcoming events? I know you said you guys are preparing for
Mhm.
an event, and let us know what's the name of your church for those of you who are in your city and may not be
Gotcha.
familiar with your church.
So I attend Greater Joy North Church. Is located in Roanoke Rapids, where my pastor is Pastor Artez Atkins. Um, as far as upcoming events, we have this upcoming Sunday is our community Sunday, where we're
Mm-hmm.
doing our baby dedication and baptism. We actually invite community churches in. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's when we're doing our collaborative ministering this Sunday. And then on first Sunday, we have our homecoming.
Okay.
And then we do our normal Sunday ministerings. And then October is when we do Pastor's Anniversary. So that's
Okay.
when we have the whole entire month of
Okay.
ministering. And then we finish up, we take a break in November, and then we finish up with Christmas.
Okay. And when is the pastor's anniversary?
It is the fourth Sunday
Fourth
in
Sunday.
October.
Okay. All
Hmm.
right. Are you guys on YouTube? Like have a YouTube channel at the church
We have a YouTube channel, the church
or
does, where
Facebook?
they actually do the live streams every
Yeah.
Sunday, and they do live streams of Bible study on Wednesdays, and it's called Greater Joy
Okay.
North Church.
Greater North Church.
Greater Joy North.
Greater Joy North.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what time is your service for?
Noon.
Oh, okay. Hey, I like that. I'm wide awake then.
I was gonna say that's what everybody say. They love news service because it's like I don't got to get up too early. I got enough time to get up,
Yeah.
cook me some breakfast, get dressed, come to church.
Cause where I am, our service is for 9:30, honey. I'm like, oh, I still
Woo.
got bags under my eyes, child.
Listen,
But
I
I
do not miss them
managed.
early services as a child. So when they said 12, I'm like, that's right up my alley.
Now there was a time before Hurricane Katrina, changing the generation. Then we're almost done. Not changing in Greater St. Stephen before Hurricane
Hmm.
Katrina. We had one service, then we went into two services, and then we expanded from one location to two locations, and then we
Okay.
expanded to three locations. And we had like five services each Sunday. We had to dance for praise and worship. Some of
Sheesh.
us we are assigned. So we had
Man.
8 o'clock, 9:30, 10:30, 11, and then it was a 12. So
She.
yeah, baby, to the 8 o'clock. Oh, that was a killer.
That's
But we
whew,
managed to get there.
more power to you because I could not. Mm-mm.
And thank God, it was wonderful while it lasted. It was tiring, but
Yeah.
it was rewarding. But we don't do that anymore. They don't do it anymore. I'm no longer over there, but where I am
Gotcha.
now, we just have one service, and it's 9:30.
Gotcha.
Bishop Tyrone Jefferson, but Bishop Martin is still my spiritual father, and I love him greatly. I love him dearly. As co-pastor Martin, wonderful, beautiful. She just celebrated her birthday and wrote a book. Blessings
Okay.
to her. Yeah, blessings to her. So yeah, okay, so I definitely want to catch you guys, and for those of you in the chat, I will provide some more information in the caption for those of you who want to watch them go forth in ministry. And your ministry is beautiful. You are
Thank
really
you.
really anointed. I'm watching your videos and on your channel, your Facebook, not your Facebook, your Instagram page and your TikTok page, and just watching just beautiful ministry. Just continue to allow God to use you, and He's going to continue to take you higher and higher, and more platforms
I'm
are coming
receiving
your
it.
way.
I'm
More
receiving it.
platforms are coming your way. Now, what about, do you sell any products, whether it's garments, flags? You sell cookies? Any trying to treat necklaces, jewelry? Do you sell any items?
Right now, I don't sell any items. If
Okay.
anything, I'm in the process of working on making merchandise. Well, what do you call it? Paraphernalia for our
Okay.
ministries as far as like
Okay.
shirts and hoodies and things like that. I'm also trying to learn how to create my own flags because I will say this, though I love flag ministry, it is so costly. Like flags are so expensive, and
Mm-hmm.
I have to tell my younger ones like, listen, don't rip this flag, don't break this flex rod,
Rough,
don't break this pole because they
honey.
can be very rough. And
Yes.
I'm like, you guys, I just paid like 50, $60 for this pair of flags, and they'll get them caught on something and then they'll rip it down. I'm like, oh my
Uh-huh.
God. I've had
Mm-hmm.
to sew up holes in flags and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I want to learn how to make my own so that way I can kind of cut out having to buy such expensive flags and I can kind of,
Yes.
design the colors that I want. And because sometimes
Yes.
it can be difficult finding that set color of flags.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
while also trying to teach them like the biblical colors and what the biblical colors mean. Like
Yes.
gold is for glory, red is for blood, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So sometimes it's hard to find those color flags. And then when you find them, it's like you may go a good one Sunday. Next thing you know, you find a mysterious rip, or the
A
flex rod is
mysterious
bent.
rip.
And yeah. But no, at this moment, I'm not selling anything. But I do look
Okay.
forward to possibly doing so in the future. Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's coming. That's coming. Now, I do, when mention of the flags, I do want to connect you with the two women I mentioned earlier who are
Okay.
gifted in the pageantry. One of them's name is Minister Yvonne Davis. More beautiful spirits. You will love
Okay.
them. Um, and the other one is Sister Barbara Ashford.
Okay.
They are beautiful, wonderful women of God. They love what they do. They don't do it now, but they still have it in
Gotcha.
and so the experiences and the passion, they still have a lot to share
Gotcha.
with you. a lot of knowledge and based on their experiences. So I'm gonna share, if you don't mind, I'm gonna share your information
Okay,
with
that
them,
would be great. I would
and
love that.
I'm gonna give him your name, and that way that you guys can connect. And any questions you have as relates to pageantry,
Hmm.
I know, I guarantee you, they will be of great help to you. They
Okay.
will be. Y'all gonna be besties after a while.
Gotcha.
Those are my, you know how Jesus had the 12 disciples, but he had his
Yeah.
top three: Peter, James, and John. That's my
Hmm.
Peter and James.
Okay. Okay.
My John was a friend of mine. So the beautiful people. So I'm gonna share your information with them. Now, before we close, I usually like to do like a little quick game or two. It's either fill in the blank or this or that. I'm not sure if you're familiar
Okay.
with this or that you see on social media sometimes.
Okay.
And
I
so,
think I've seen it before.
yeah, so I just want to close out with that, with the this
Okay.
or that part.
Okay.
Okay, just five of them. The first one is art museum or a gospel concert.
Oh, gospel concert.
Okay, now that's torn. It's like for me, I love art. I love art
Okay.
pieces. Now, if it's a gospel concert, now I'm gonna be honest with you, all gospel artists are not my favorites.
Okay. I'm
So
with you on that.
I like their songs, but if they're artists that I really, like, oh, they all right, then I'm going to the art museum. But
Gotcha.
see, if it's the
Gotcha.
Clark sisters, oh my
Ooh.
God, Fred Hammond, Ricky Dillon, I'm going to the
Gotcha.
concert. All right.
Gotcha.
The next one, is it at an amusement park? Do you prefer Ferris wheel or bumping cars? This or that?
Ferris wheel.
All right. I like the Ferris wheel, but sometimes I like to go boom, boom. Now that's the
Oh, you like to bump
childish
into
side.
people.
That's my childish side. Bump them cars. Boom, move.
See, I like the
Uh,
Ferris. I like the Ferris wheel because I'm nosy. I like to be able to look
I
around
know
and see
you
what's
look
going
around, you
on.
high up, you can see like.
Yup.
All right. The next one is introvert or extrovert.
Ooh, I'm an extrovert. I'm like a social butterfly. Some people tell me I'm too friendly. I'm the type of person where I feel like I'm real goofy. I find something to laugh at. I'm not hard to talk to, even though some
Okay.
people tell me I naturally look unapproachable. And I always tell them you just have to come approach me because I'm really goofy.
Yeah.
I'm a people's person. I'm the type of person I have to kind of read the room. If
Yeah.
it's a new room, I'm kind of like let me scope before I, bring myself out. But I'm definitely an extrovert. It's hard to be an introvert if you ask me. Like it's just too much to talk about to be
You
quiet.
see,
I can't do that. I can't
you
do
said
it. It's
it's too much
hard.
to talk about to be
Yeah,
quiet.
it's
And,
hard.
and I'm the introvert. I do more of the
I would have
listening.
never known that. I would have never known you were an introvert.
Yeah.
Never.
Now the thing is, if it's something that I'm passionate about, like this,
Okay, gotcha.
I mold
No,
them out. I'm
I
a
can
mold them
get
out.
that too. Because if it's something I ain't really too interested in, I probably won't
Uh-huh.
say too much neither. So I can get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
But more extrovert. All right. Now, the next one is just two fruits: apples or oranges.
Ooh, that's hard. And I say that because apple, if it's green, but I love
Uh-huh.
oranges. Now, if you say red apple or orange, I'm gonna say orange. But if you say green apple and orange, I can't pick.
Oh,
I can't. I can't pick.
that's interesting. So you like in between
Yeah, if it's a green apple, I'm in between.
green
But if
apple?
it's a red
Okay.
apple, I'll take an orange over a red apple.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do the red. So it's the orange. And you know what? Either way, if the I know it's usually hit or miss with oranges, but if it's sweet,
Yeah,
give me the orange. I love sweet
it's
oranges.
got to be
So
sweet and cold.
yeah, sweet and cold. Yeah. So I'm leaning towards the oranges too. And the last one, when it comes to being in the car, do you prefer to drive or be the passenger? Driver
Ooh,
or passenger?
driver, because when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. And I don't want to have to wait for nobody to say
I
when they ready to
know
go.
that's
I'm
right.
that person that's like I'll drive separate. I'll meet y'all there.
Uh-huh. I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Because
Yeah.
when I'm ready to roll out, peace, bye.
I
I'm
tell them when
gone.
my social battery is low, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I had fun. It's time to go.
And that's what I'm about to say. That introverted side is ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yes, well, that's all for the this and that. And again, thank you so much, Sister Satesha, for chiming in, accepting the invitation, and to talking about the ministry of dance, sharing your love, passion, your heart, and your experiences with the ministry of dance and your connection and your relationship with God.